Yo, it's podcast time. What's good? It's Ganger here with Young Nugget. How you doing?
What's up? It's your boy Youthful Nugget.
Youthful Nugget. Okay, so we're switching it up. Are you getting like the P
No, it's
Diddy
still
route or?
it's still Young Nugget, alright? I'm not going full Snoop Lion, alright?
Snoop Lion? That was a phase. You think that was like a midlife crisis or?
I don't know if it was like part of Apple's advertising scheme because they had Mountain Lion or Snow Leopard something around that time come out the operating system.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe.
I wonder how much you got paid for that low-key subliminal advertising.
I just wanted a little bit more Rasta Snoop Dogg though. Like, just imagine some like real reggae Snoop Dogg tracks coming out the mix. That would be fire. Like real talk.
Speaking of artists taking a turn, have you listened to Kanye's new album? Because I haven't.
Alright, here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm kind of sad that you haven't because I also haven't. I'm not a Kanye guy.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like if I hear it on the radio, then I'm like, all right, this isn't that bad. But I don't go out of my way to like listen to it. Like probably Life of Pablo had some good tracks on it. I couldn't tell you what the names of them were, but I listened to it a little bit.
Sure. But you don't like the older stuff, like Graduation or none of that?
You're saying things? I'm not sure what they are.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I heard Harley listening to it, and then I think I gave like a couple tracks a listen, but I just like they couldn't hold my attention.
The thing with me is like Kanye's just been more or less a meme. Like he's keeping up with the Kardashians now. Like I'm real happy for you, and I'm gonna let you finish. Kind of like that's been Kanye to me. Never really like a musician. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this in the comment section probably, but like. Kanye's just been like entertainment, not musically.
The one thing I remember when he was like truly becoming, it was just after the Taylor Swift thing, right? And I believe it was Obama was in office, and I believe he called Kanye West like a jackass or a dumbass or something along those lines.
Was this back when Kanye was saying that racism was like self-chosen or appointed?
No, I think that was more recently. I think that was like after his like mental health stuff.
Oh man.
But he said, so Obama said that, and then I'm not sure if this is true or if this is just an exaggeration, but people said that he was on suicide watch, like he had to be put on suicide watch because he was so upset that Obama had like disowned him.
Really?
Which I shouldn't laugh, but if that's true, that's just comical to me.
I mean, that's spicy. I don't think I would ever like say, like, someone could publicly disown me, like, president or anything. Like, if the Queen of England was like, "Hey, I want nothing to do with you in particular," I'd be like, "All right, whatever. Like, that's cool." Unless it like affects my day-to-day life, yeah. I don't think I'd really be bothered.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, oh, you know, it's going to be mad awkward when you bump into each other at afternoon tea or something, you know, like, yeah. It's not as problematic as you think it would be.
Not to get my knickers in a bunch, we'll go with that.
Do you think the Queen has someone who, like, gets her knickers out of a bunch?
Oh, for sure. If I'm the Queen, I have someone doing everything for me. Like, she's so old.
Is she?
She's actually surprised.
Is she old?
Is she not?
I think she has like 2 birthdays.
Isn't she what do you mean 2 birthdays? She's like 70 something, right? 80 something.
I'm gonna look this up. Keep going.
All right. Well, like, I've only seen pictures of her, and she looks like she's hanging on to life in the nicest way possible. Like, she's aging well, but like, she's aging. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So like. I don't get to see her on the daily. Like, she's not on my currency, so that's probably not affecting my views of her.
All right, here we go. On April 21st, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II will turn 93 years old.
Oh, I was thinking like 70, 80. Oh my god.
Queen Elizabeth.
She's in pristine condition.
Yeah, like, here we go. Like many British monarchs before her, has two birthdays: the actual anniversary of the day she was born, and a separate day that is labeled her official birthday, usually the second Saturday in June.
How does that work? And does that get factored into her age?
I think so.
Can't possibly. What?
So
you're telling me she's like 40 something?
No. How to put it? I think she'd have her regular birthday up until the point of her, like, what is it, coronation, where she gets crowned, or like whatever whatever it's called. I'm a fake Brit. So she gets like her crown and shit, and like, oh yeah, you're the queen now. And then she just gets, like, that's the one benefit of being queen, you just get an additional birthday.
Really? So it's not like the case where like your parents got divorced and you have two Christmases now, like you're kind of sad about it, but more gifts, right? It's like people celebrate me twice. Don't you guys also have like a Queen's Day or something like that, or you just long live the Queen, just all this like your Independence Day or something, or President's Day like we have in the States?
Fuck if there is. I've not celebrated it in 26 years, so I don't know. Oh man, that's wild though. Like, I imagine.
Who's getting the Queen gifts for her birthday? Is that a thing?
I'd hate to have that job.
Really?
Yeah, because like, what do you get the Queen who's got, like, well, you know, I mean, she probably doesn't have everything, obviously. Just what do you buy? Oh, like, oh, here's the new FIFA.
I mean, she might kick it. You never know. I was thinking getting her like some like half softened toffee, like some saltwater toffee, but like chewable.
Oh,
so she wouldn't have to take out the dentures for it, you know? Just...
Oh, for sure, she's got. I think all of her teeth are her own. She might have veneers.
Maybe. I'll take that, but
just
I don't
keeping
think
up appearances. Yeah.
Would you ever get veneers?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never really been like too. I was, when I was younger, I used to be like really what's the word? Like low self-esteem about my teeth and shit. As I've grown older, I think I've got pretty good teeth, so I don't really give a shit about that. If like I had an accident and I like chipped a tooth and I look like, you know, redneck Larry, then probably I would get veneers. But
do you want to hear a wild story?
Oh, fucking course. There's a bear shit in the woods.
I don't know. I've never been in the woods next to a bear while it's doing that.
Same.
I tend to stay away from those situations.
Same, yeah. Nature's fucked. Yep.
Yeah, you know, they might come out of the woods, cross the road a little bit, and then go to a construction site to poop because they don't want to defecate in their house. You never know. Well, so like, after a certain point, like, you've got your teeth, all your baby teeth are out. This is like final form, you know, like, you lose them, they're gone.
Yep.
And like, you can do as much as you want, like take care of them, things like that, and they're good, right? And you should be set for like your foreseeable future. Well, at my 10th birthday party, my sister wasn't so lucky. There was a piñata, and
oh no.
So one of my friends was like spinning around. They were getting ready to bat, and she was like holding the string. They definitely missed. Struck her right in the mouth, and she chipped like half of a tooth, and I was like, oh my god, happy birthday.
Oh,
it's my birthday, dude. But I just felt so bad. Like it like low-key ruined it. But yeah, like, dude, that's, you don't come back from that. Like, you got maybe like a fake tooth or like a cap for it or something like that, but like,
yeah,
chipping a tooth at
how did she resolve that?
You know, I never followed up. Her teeth look normal, so I'd assume there was some kind of work, but like, oh my god. Getting that done. Yikes.
Yeah, especially if it's like a front tooth, that's quite a big deal. Like,
yeah.
If you go to like a job interview or something and they're like, you've got half a tooth, they're probably gonna leave the wrong kind of impression.
Yeah, they're like, what happened here? Oh man, I was being a great sister from a 10-year-old brother. Like, that's not the impression you're gonna leave, but
unless you spin like a wild story on it, and then you like really impress them.
I feel like those wild stories tend to go better for you at a bar.
Yeah.
Like you can get better bragging rights at a bar for like a missed tooth. Spin it into like a bar fight if it's the crowd that's like looking for it. But like job interview, that's gonna be a hard one to pull off, you know.
Plus, I imagine they'd be too polite to ask.
Yeah, but like there'd be some like little stares, little glance here and there.
Unless you brought it up, like, so I'm sure you've noticed my half tooth, and then they're just like, no, definitely not. Couldn't even say I spotted it, to be honest. And they're just playing the whole polite employer card when they've definitely been staring at it for the past 10 minutes.
So as someone who's done like interviews from the managerial aspect, there's so many things that you don't talk about, but that you want to talk about. Like I've had a lot of questions for people, like if they'll give me a really dumb answer. Like I used to work at an ice cream place.
Okay.
And I got one guy who said that he's had years of experience, right?
Right.
And I'm like, really? Where have you worked? And he's like, well, I haven't really worked anywhere. So at this point, I'm like, what? So he proceeds to follow up with, yeah, my family just goes to the Chinese buffet a lot, and there's an ice cream machine there. And that was his ice cream experience.
You're shitting me.
I shit you not. I mean, he got hired because that was just class A. Like, no, he's a real stand-up guy, but like, oh my, yeah. Hitting me with one of those was extra spicy. But after he left, like, it was all really serious, just regular cut of the cloth interview. After he left, parted ways, handshake, just planning on giving him a call back. I just like went outside and just laughed. Like I had a good giggle about that one.
Have you ever had like a really uncomfortable interview? Like either hiring someone or you've been on the other end?
So we have to do like re-interviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we interviewed someone whose sister we fired the year before.
Okay, I'm seeing where this is going.
So it was just like a little bit awkward because at one point they briefly brought it. And we sort of had to like glide past it. It was like, what do you do in that situation? You're like, hey, we know you applied for this job and you're like a great candidate and we want to bring you aboard. But we also did fire your sister and you brought that up. Like, you applied for this job.
Did she
What's going
get
on
the
here?
job?
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, that's so weird. Why would you bring it up? Like, surely if you'd want to separate yourself from your sister in that situation. Unless that's what she did when she brought it up.
I mean, I guess because like person to person's a little bit different, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're not the same.
Sure.
Because like how much is like nature versus nurture and then like environmental factors. Like, because me and my brother are vastly different, so there's that.
Oh yeah, like I'd hire my sister, but I wouldn't hire me for like a lot of situations.
Yikes. Have your sister do your resume for you then?
She won't. She's like, do it you fucking self. No.
Good thing we have Fiverr. This podcast has been brought to you by Fiverr. Looking for someone to do your emotes? Fiverr.com/Gengarith.
Also Fiverr. You probably don't do sponsorships, but if you want to hook a brother up, we'll take it. Any sponsors? We do not discriminate against sponsors. If you want to give us money, welcome aboard.
Or just free stuff. Just throw it this way. Anyway, so what have you been up to lately?
See, I'm tempted to quote the fucking. Did you ever watch Pinky and the Brain?
Briefly, if you pull out a quote, I may recognize it.
What are we doing tonight? It's like the same thing we do every night, trying to take over the world, but just same thing but less interesting. Just making art stuff. Recently finished your bopping offline screen, if I do say so myself.
It was pretty bootylicious, not gonna lie. I was not expecting myself to be so caked up for no reason, but I love it.
What do you mean? The pose you gave me, and then the reference image of Nuggy Minaj, right? There was no way you weren't going to be dummy thick with absolutely no reason to be that thick. For
all the audio listeners, we're referencing the image if you Google image like Nicki Minaj Anaconda cover, it's gonna be like the white text Nicki Minaj doing a rap squat facing backwards with pink text Anaconda. And I sort of wanted a rendition of that for me. Like, instead of Nicki, it's just me.
We can throw that
But
up on
yeah.
screen, on YouTube at least, but not for, like, Spotify or whatever.
Yeah.
That's actually
So,
a thing.
Yeah.
People were telling us we should upload it everywhere. Because we've been worrying about, like, editing on YouTube, but I've been speaking to some people who are quite keen to listen. And they're like, dude, just upload it absolutely any place you can.
Oh, baby.
So those are more handles we need to acquire. Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, I guess, is one, I think.
If you're listening now, coming soon to that platform, or already on there, welcome aboard.
If you're on that platform, let us know. Let us, stuff.
Anywhere you want to see us, we'll probably be there besides your house.
I mean, that can be arranged.
We're radio, yeah, hold up. For the right price, we might,
I'm pretty cheap, honestly. Just get me like a plane ticket, let me sleep on the couch, I'm there.
Really?
I'm a very, like, minimalist when it comes to that. I don't require many comforts.
Not even, like, lotion? I feel like that's one thing. If I'm without lotion, I'm in for a rough time.
I mean, sometimes you want the lotion, but sometimes... sometimes, you know, it does the job without. Speaking of which, we're in No Nut November. How are you dealing with it?
Oh, second day in for sure. I
Yeah.
was not going for No Nut November. First and foremost, I know myself.
I actually tried this year.
Really?
Yes.
Like, how much of an effort?
Right. So on the first day, I failed, but then I was like, I'll start again tomorrow. No, because
that's not how it works.
No, because for me, time zones and stuff.
Over?
For me and stuff, it was like the night of. So it was technically like 3 a.m. You
swapped over to the US version of No Nut November.
And then I proceeded to fail that. Like, I think it was... I went like 9 days, I think. Which I think's pretty good, honestly.
Pretty good. Get your levels back in check.
Yeah. Like, I deserve some like experience points. Maybe like participation medal?
Maybe. So like, you know how like on Instagram and stuff like that, or like Twitter, you'll see the memes like, bro, you walk into the kitchen, you see this, what do you do? And it's like a picture of like a peach or a pumpkin or something like that. Like, how many days in do you think it would take for you to start thinking like that?
Oh, what are we thinking? Like American pie, apple pie, countertop situation?
Oh, not that full in depth, but just like, man, this apple's looking too caked up right now.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't know if you saw the picture in my Discord with the pumpkin.
Oh, for sure.
But that
went from a pumpkin to a butternut squash real quick.
It would get butternut squashed. Definitely. I don't know, man. Maybe like, that's like the brink of December. It has to be, right? Like,
really, like
how many days are in November? 30?
30, yeah.
So like November 30th, like 11 p.m. and you're just looking at that ripe fruit, and you're just like, but then you just wait until December, or you just fail like we did. We should have done something, like given us more incentive. Yeah, we should have had like a forfeit.
Well, the thing is, I never agreed to doing it.
I know. We could have done like a charity thing. Year.
True, but that's what I'm working on with November right now. That's something near and dear to the heart.
For sure, we could have like coupled the two. Because I'm not gonna fucking shave my beard, because I'd look like a thumb.
You know, a hand's not a hand without a thumb.
I had to look at my hand for that. I was like, what? Dogs don't have thumbs, do they?
Well, they don't have hands.
Paws, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Much like that moment of silence we had.
F's in chat for all the thumbless pets out there.
So
they can't type it, so we have to. Yep.
How much of my life has been on Twitch in the past few months?
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying a lot of emote and things like that in real life and F in chat to my coworkers,
and they just haven't got a clue.
No, they're not boomers, but it's definitely becoming a problem, where you're not separating Twitch chat and life.
Is it a problem?
I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it until I saw a tweet lately about it, where it was just your girlfriend breaks up with you because you're a streamer with 0 views, and then your response to that is, "Can we get an F in chat, boys?" I saw a tweet along those lines, and I'm
earlier today.
Yeah. I'm that's actually how I'd respond to that situation, and it's worrying.
Worrying that that's my actual life situation.
Oh no! You hate to see it.
You really do.
But a little late to the party. Boomers, that's been actually booming lately.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know where it was. Let me have a quick Google, but I believe the term boomers getting seen as a derogatory term.
Really? I don't want to get into my views on terms that I think are funny that shouldn't be. Because the other one involves a non-dairy substitute, I just think that one's pretty silly. If you take that seriously offensive, then
it's just another way of telling someone they're old, right? You wouldn't go to someone in a workplace and be like, "You're old as fuck." So it's just boomer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The severity of it, though, I think people are taking things way too seriously nowadays.
Cancel culture, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Maybe.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Using "OK Boomer" in a workplace may now be considered hate speech, while LGBTQ, I swear there's another letter I or something at the end of that, people can still be legally fired. So yeah, apparently the term boomer could now be illegal in workplaces.
Really? HR is gonna have a fun one with that.
Oof. It's called it might be.
You literally can't talk about Left 4 Dead anymore. That's canceled.
Yeah,
I was playing some Left 4 Dead last night. We were going pretty well on Carnival until a boomer came. Boss hears that. All right, you're fired. Can I see you in my office? Oh baby, how did this happen?
Just get sent to the principal's office and then just get shot by the principal.
Oh man, dude,
we have to talk about that game. Yeah, that game is wild.
Kindergarten is absolutely ridiculous. So, really, really late to the party if we're talking about this. Kindergarten 2 came out earlier this year. Sort of brought on the hype for it. You literally start off really no context. You start off in a room with 25 weird symbols, blacked out so they look like collectibles, and a piggy bank with $5 in it. I started my day going out before school and just talking to kids. I got a chicken nugget. Some girl told me to put gum in this other girl's hair. This other girl whose hair is supposed to get gum in it is talking about how her brother's missing. And I talked to the janitor who seems a little bit sketchy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just sweeping." And then I'm like, "You're sweeping with a mop?" And he's like, "Yeah, you got a problem with that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why are you doing that?" He's like, "Don't worry about it." And I'm like, "I want to worry about it." After that, he's like, "You sure you want to worry about it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a little kindergarten. I'm inquisitive, This guy comes out at me with the mop and just starts stabbing me. It's like, "You are dead. Maybe don't push your luck." And I'm like, "Oh man, what did I stumble into here?"
Yeah, after
IGN
I watched you for
comedic.
a couple of hours, I want to say.
Yeah.
My word. I had no... the art style is so cutesy and, simplistic. And then it's you're giving what seemingly was a biscuit made of a girl's dead dog, and you're feeding it to the girl whose dog it was, and then she's like, somehow this reminds me of my dog, And it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Don't worry, it was vegan.
And then you caused, I remember specifically, you poured a bucket of blood on a child, and then she committed Sudoku and jumped in a bottomless pit that was dug by a child with a questionable mental capacity, who then proceeded to jump in after her. I believe.
Well, he didn't want to get caught, you know?
Oh, his right. Can you be held accountable for digging a hole? Sorry, for murder, if they jump in a hole that you dug? I don't think so.
I mean,
that's like if someone jumps off of a
over
bridge.
My dead body approach. Yeah.
That's like if someone like jumps off the top of a building. Does the person who like designed the building get done for their fucking suicide? No.
Well, to some extent, doesn't like the company who owns the building have to like deal with the OSHA impact of that?
I mean, yeah, but it's more like, oh, deny roof access or something, I would imagine. Not like, oh yeah, we're gonna hold this person accountable. Also, how the fuck did, like, he only had like, what, 15 minutes for recess? How did he dig a hole that deep?
I mean, it's probably over the course of a few days, right? It can't be like a one-day thing.
Well, it is if you go off of the premise of the game, which is you just loop the Monday over and over again.
True. I haven't beaten it yet, so I'm not quite sure how that pans out.
It's so weird.
But I love it. I can't stop playing it. Actually, that's a lie. I definitely stopped playing it, but I'm coming back to it.
When are you next streaming it?
Oh, that's a tough one. I got some things going on in the background. Sort of balancing personal life, which is very important to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my next stream I come up with is going to be some more kindergarten, because I really want to finish it and jump into kindergarten 2, which I heard is nothing but an upgrade, and you can actually use the collectible cards from the first game.
Yes. See, I want to see how the card game plays. That's what I'm most excited for. I'm a sucker for card games, dude. I'm a sucker for them.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the first card game you played that was like actually got you into card games?
Right, so the first cards I ever got were Pokemon cards, right? Standard, like, 90s kid shit.
So you got your, like, water, energy, your all that fun stuff. Real ugly deck.
Yeah, for sure. But I never understood how to play the game. I just couldn't comprehend it. My little, like, 4 IQ child brain could not comprehend. So then, I believe it was either Yu-Gi-Oh! Or this, like, weird Harry Potter trading card game that they had.
Wait, there's a Harry Potter trading card.
Dude, with how big Harry Potter was, like, there had to be, right?
Well, here's the thing. I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. I know. People are like, oh my god. Every girl on Tinder who I've successfully talked to, so like 3 people, have been like, oh my god, I love Harry Potter. Can we do a marathon? I'm like, sure. I've only seen 1, 3, and part 7, part 2. And they're like, wait, what the fuck? And then we unmatch. But like, that's besides the point. Probably irrelevant. But like,
yeah, American chicks love Harry Potter. Not all. Oh, I recently found out actually. So apparently, in Catholicism, right? So if you're a Catholic, they obviously like the strictest, forms of it. They don't like magic and sorcery. So apparently, Dungeons and Dragons and Harry Potter are off the table. Like, if you do that, like, you're considered, it's considered a sin to watch Harry Potter, which I find amazing.
That was actually a big thing in my family too. My parents are like devout Christians. So like we never really celebrated Halloween, and Pokemon, aka Pocket Monsters, were of the devil, and I wasn't allowed to have a Pokemon game. Either they wouldn't buy me that or the cards, and if they caught me with them, they would throw them out. So I had to like
Wow.
literally like trade lunches and stuff like that for Pokemon games at school.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
That's
man, I'm
that's
like glad I did
wild.
that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Speaking of Pokemon,
Sword and Shield, right? That's
yeah, it's
what,
tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Well, tonight,
Home.
technically.
So
Are you excited?
I've actually pre-downloaded Pokemon Shield. And you're like, Pokemon Shield, what the fuck? That has whack exclusives and the like legendary doesn't look as cool. And I'm like, I mean, you're probably right, but someone's got to play the game.
I think it's actually the other way around. I think Shield has the good exclusives.
Really, I've heard the opposite, but
I
I
could be
also
wrong.
have not fact checked.
I could be wrong. I don't know what the exclusives even are, to be perfectly honest with you.
That and it's all subjective because I don't really play like competitive Pokemon. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really go for like optimized buildings. I don't breed. I just play the game for like the story, catching them, and just like getting that Pokemon nostalgia, just going on an adventure, battling, and it really just taking in the environment.
For sure.
So
So
I'm
we've
really
both
excited.
pulled up the list, like the Pokedex, I guess, of this region. Having a quick look. Well, first of all, which starter are you going to go with?
See, that's a tough one. And honestly, I love water Pokemon. Like, personal favorite Pokemon of all time, Squirtle. And then of any non, like, if we're not going Gen 1 exclusive, my second pick would be like Marill, Azumarill, and like Azurill, like that trio.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so being a huge water Pokemon fan, I'm gonna say this generation didn't really do it for me with the starters. Like Sobble's all right, Drizzile, oh, man. But Inteleon like looks like a skeevy like character from Monsters Inc. Like he's about to snitch you out. Like,
Yeah, he has got that Randall look about him, hasn't he?
is that the name Randall? He looks like a Randall.
Yeah, he's definitely a Randall. Also, I
But then
find it funny because Randall was the kid in Recess as well, and he was like the snitch.
that's such a snitchy name.
Yeah,
Now that I think of it, I haven't really met any Randalls, but if I did,
I
wouldn't
think
trust them.
that's a blessing that we've not really fucked with any Randalls. Probably be
Man,
in
but back
prison
to
if we
the
did. Kappa, we've done nothing
oh
illegal.
baby,
That was a joke. See,
oh
Kappa, I'm saying it
baby,
out loud.
man, the Omega lol, dude, look at you. But yeah, so like back to the starter question. Here's the thing, I kind of like cute Pokemon, just
Mhm.
like little like chibi shit. So like I'm looking at Grookey, I'm looking at Thwacky. I'm like, all right, I can get behind this. And then all of a sudden you go out to like Rillaboom, and I'm like, wait, did we skip like where is the missing link that got me from Thwacky to Rillaboom? Like
I like what
I
you
know,
did with the missing link, and also, if you get him, please call him Rillaboomer.
oh my god, oh baby. Well, like here's the thing though, like I know it happens from generation to generation. Like even like Squirtle, War Turtle, and then Blastoise is just massive after that. Like Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard's like completely different beast. But like you really feel like the best transition from first, second, and third evolution was like with Slack off and then like to slacking, where they really had an even transition. I don't really see it in this gen.
I
So I
like it
think
with, in terms of like starters, I think some that did it really well was like the Mudkip chain, uh, like, what's his name? Sceptile. So,
yeah,
I can't remember the fucking name.
Trico, Grovyle,
Trico,
and
that's the one.
Sceptile.
I was gonna say Groovy, and I was like, oh, I got some like
Throw an
Austin
Elliot
Powers
then and you're good.
Pokemon. Yeah.
Oh, behave.
I'll behave. But yeah,
But yeah,
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not getting the game, unfortunately. I'm kind of low key heartbroken. But if I had to choose, but I'm going more off of like the evolution chain now. I think Score Bunny looks like a anime lead character, like the
yeah.
Cinderace one, and I kind of fuck with it. Um, but I was a Sobble like through and through until they released the Randall
The
Final
evolutions.
Evolution. Yeah. And now I'm just real
Here's my
disappointed.
problem with Score Bunny. I just feel like you start off with Score Bunny, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. I can see where this is going. Like, Tepig had a similar vibe to like Score Bunny. Then you go to Raboot, and I'm like, all right, you sort of like discovered Billie Eilish. Okay, what's going on here? And then Cinderace is like, all right, you finished college, but you still have a backpack on. Like, your hair's blown out. What's the deal with this? You got like the Sora Kingdom Hearts pants on, like you're about to go discover your Keyblade. It's just a lot going on coming from Billie Eilish, so
it's a lot of back and forth. It's quite, how to put it, like Score Bunny's like early Naruto, Raboot's like Sasuke when he's like all emo phase, like brother's dead, I hate everyone. Then Cinderace is like, believe it, and like back to the fucking. He's got like a Midoriya vibe around him.
Yeah, Raboot is definitely, it's not a phase mom.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Like his ears down, like quiff going on. I'm surprised it's not covering his face. Like Drizzle and Raboot are like best friends. Drizzle,
Sure.
wow, however the fuck you say it. Emo fringe. Like
they're just e-boys at this point.
As an e-boy, I will resent that statement.
Are you an e-boy though?
No.
Are you an e-boy?
No. I get called a camboy a lot. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Why? Why can you see that?
I mean, you're literally behind a camera most of your internet time.
I mean, yeah, but isn't everyone else on Twitch? Like, why doesn't anyone else get that in our community? It's just me. I don't understand.
Let's into that one a little bit. I mean, you probably, out of all of us, have the most clips of you making sexual noises.
Okay, fair.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, fair.
All right. So I think that you kind of play into it for sure. You're like the little playboy of the group. You know, you're single. You definitely play along with flirty messages in chat. Like, I think that's why you get the camboy title.
I mean, yeah, but I flirt with everyone. I flirt with you. I legit flirt with everyone. Yeah.
You, first of all, I have no one to flirt with. Second of all, like, that's why I don't get called a camboy. I just don't flirt with people.
So if I didn't flirt with people, I'd just be like another boring British bloke on the internet.
Or by flirting with everyone, you're another British bloke on the internet.
True.
Oh, you hate to see it.
I've got a lot of self-reflection to do after this podcast, it seems.
Man, just going through hours and hours of past VODs, digging up, am I a camboy?
Maybe I should just shave my hair. I feel like my hair gives off the...
Yeah, but then you tread into fuckboy.
Some kind of vibe. What, if I shave my head? No, I'll look like... Wait,
like shaved or like getting a haircut?
Like shaved.
Oh. Are you gonna go for it? I know Bantix recently went for the full shaved look, and I think it's working for him.
Yeah, well, Bantix's like facial hair is a lot more prominent than mine, I feel.
Yeah. You've been working on your mustache, though. It's not November for you, but I've been seeing a lot of improvement. Got the curls using bombs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm actually so you guys can't see it right now, but I actually have a French braid on the top of my head. The back and sides. Yeah, I'll show you after after this.
I want a little bit of background story on this before we.
Okay, so it all started with Harley, the motherfucker, Mr. God_Harley Quinn on most social media platforms, but definitely on Twitch. Go check him out. And basically, we're all doing this thing right now where we go into Microsoft Paint and we draw each other. Harley drew me, and it's beautiful. It really is. But my hairline has got me all kinds of conflicted. Every time I look at it, I'm like, is this how people actually see me through Harley's eyes? So now, I'm low-key tempted to just shave the back and sides of my head and just have it on top. But
Oh, you're going for the undercut look?
kind of, yeah. And then just French braid it on top, so it's like Björn Ironside almost, you know, like Viking aesthetic. So I'm trying it out. The French braid itself looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but the rest of my hair, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what.
But
I
at
wanna do.
what point do you get to top knot? Like,
I mean, I can top knot. It's just I choose not to.
yeah, that's the thing though. I feel like undercut top knot, like we've phased out of that as a society.
Yeah.
Like beard top knot was a combo.
It was. It's more like
for the everyday
man
man.
bun now, right?
Yeah. Are you just gonna go full Jason Momoa on us?
I mean, that has been a life goal for a while now. But the
Really?
true life goal is Dad Bod Thor from Endgame.
Really?
Yes.
I hadn't watched Endgame.
Have you seen Dad Bod Thor? You have to have. You must have.
Oh man, let's Google this.
It probably won't come up as Dad Bod. It will probably just come up as Fat Thor. But I don't like to body shame.
It's definitely coming up as Dad Bod Thor in Google Images.
Yeah, that's the goal.
You know, he's living his best life right now.
Exactly.
He got like, what is this? A bowl of guacamole?
Bowl of guacamole. As Guardian Ale. Plays Fortnite and talks shit to kids over the headset. Just living his best life. It's pure
like
glutton, and I love it.
It's 100% I'm Dad Bod Thor right now, but I've never had the good era of Thor, so I'm kind of upset about this one.
Same.
I've always been a Thor fan growing up. I think Chris Hemsworth has really nailed the role of Thor.
I think he reinvented it. Honestly.
Right. I'll give you
was
that.
a boring character.
Oh, man.
He was. He was like very proper, very Superman almost, right? He was just like, oh yeah, like talking in his fucking Shakespearean dialect. And then they come out with Thor Ragnarok, and it's like a buddy cop film, and it was great, and everyone loved it. And now he's just this like comedic, beautiful man.
I guess, but like, see, as a kid, I liked that he was proper and things like that, because I grew up in New York City. Like, I started living life there, coming over from Guyana, but I was like too young to remember anything about it. And for the most part, just like economically where we lived in our environment, things like that, you didn't really have that proper aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is such a unique branch of life. Like, it had me looking into Norse mythology. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, what is that?
Yeah, Norse. I mean, I did dip into the Norse mythology pretty early on as well. But most of my mythological studies, I guess, came from the God of War games, which recently did touch on Norse, but originally were a lot of the Greek mythology kind of stories, I guess. Have you fucked with God of War at all?
Oh, people are gonna think I am the most uncultured piece of shit because I have never played a God of War game.
That's not unheard of. That's not unheard of.
Yeah, but if we're coupling with never playing Endgame, not listening to Kanye, or never watching Endgame, not listening to Kanye, this episode alone, people are like, have I even existed as a person?
You're just playing like the JRPGs and the dating sims on Newgrounds. Like I fully respect that.
All right, I didn't need you to personally attack me like that, but that's actually something that happened.
Oh, I know for sure. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
I just profiled you in like the space of 5 minutes. Got you.
Did you just call me a weeb?
No. Would I?
I would never.
I would never do such a thing.
All right, so back to Roman mythology and God of War.
Okay, you're pissing me off now. Greek mythology?
Okay,
I'll have
back
you
to
know.
Norse mythology and the first three God of Wars.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've always been like hooked on mythology. I was raised in a Catholic school. So like when I was very young, religion was kind of forced down my throat. And then I kind of steered away from religion. Like I'd consider myself like agnostic, right? Like I don't really believe, but I'm open to the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I just kind of fell in love with these like mythologies. So, Zeus and all of the gods, like Athena, and then going over to Norse mythology and just all like not even just the gods, but like back to Greek with the Titans, and then you've got like the Gorgons, like Medusa, got like Cyclopses, Minotaurs, this kind of thing. And then with Norse, wait, did I say with Norse? That was with Greek. Either way, with Norse, they've got like, what do they have? They've got like Yggdrasil, which is like the tree of life. They've got Odin, Thor, Balder. I forget what the queen of the gods was. I can't remember her name. But the new game is fucking spectacular. It's an absolute masterpiece. If you've not played it, I would highly advise doing so. Highly advise. It's like one of my favorite games ever. It's just phenomenal. And fun little fact, you are only ever in there's no like loading screens.
Really?
And the cutscenes are all like the gameplay and the cutscenes, you're always on one camera track. There's only one camera in the entire game.
Real? I always liked games that took a unique spin to cameras
Mm-hmm.
because I'm so used to having cameras my way, and when I didn't have them, it felt wrong.
Yeah.
So I'd be really interested to give that a playthrough.
They had a because I have like the collector's edition of God of War. So I had like a art book slash like game dev diary, I guess. So it was like the creative director Cory Balrog, who worked on God of War 2 and then came
Wait,
back.
that's a sick last name.
It
that
is.
Actually, his last.
Yes, it is Cory Balrog. He's an absolute wizard, and he seems like the most chill, like coolest guy ever. And he's so dedicated to the game that he got a symbol that's in God of War like tattooed on his chest. It looks really out of place because he's, he looks a bit boomer. Sorry, Corey, love you, but he looks, it just looks a little bit out of place. But I respect him for getting it. It would have been more like a wrist tattoo for me instead of like a full-on chest piece. But sidetracked. He was talking about like the game development process, and he was saying that, have you heard of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice?
Yes.
So
that's one I did hear.
Have you played it or seen it? Any gameplay or anything?
All right, I've seen gameplay.
Okay,
You redeemed it a little bit on that.
I'm not going to put you on the spot too much. I'm starting to see a trend here. So that game came out whilst they were working on God of War, and they noticed that Senua was doing a lot of things that God of War was also doing, but it came out first. So they were like really worried. Like they joked that, oh, I wonder if we've got like a spy in the dev team, because they're literally just picking up on ideas. Because they're both games set in like the Norse realm. They both had this one camera that would just follow the character, so it's a very like personal journey through both games. And there was something else, I forget the last thing, but then they also took a lot of inspiration from The Last of Us as well, like with the character development of Kratos and Atreus, who is his son. It was very comparable to Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us. Please tell me you've played that at least.
All right. So this one I've played. I haven't completed it, and the reason why
Okay.
is I just think the control scheme felt wonky.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like the way the controls felt, so I stopped playing.
I actually really like the controls. That's bizarre. That's very bizarre. But I guess
Maybe it's because I've played PlayStation up until PlayStation 2, and then I primarily played Xbox 360 during that period.
same.
But towards
Yeah.
the tail end of it, I bought a PS3 because I'm a JRPG, Newgrounds, dating sims kind of guy.
Yep.
So, fuck you. So, so I got one of those to catch up on my my otaku shit, you know, and then I played it. Or like I got a PS4 after that, and switched over, mostly coming from Xbox, and it just like it felt like a weird controller. It felt like Square was used way too much. I didn't like. It gave me like PlayStation 2 feelings, and like at the time, PlayStation 2 controls were great because that was all I knew. But then like Xbox layout controls versus PlayStation 4 layout controls, I think I got spoiled with the Xbox feeling.
The
Or like
Xbox
asymmetric hands and stuff like
controllers
that.
feel very nice. I don't know what it is, but I much prefer an Xbox One controller over a PS4 controller.
Oh, any day.
I
But
think
back
it's
to
the analog placement, honestly. The like left analog placement, because
yeah, the
PlayStation they're both
displacement.
like symmetrical, like you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
Strange.
back to your conversation about The Last of Us and control and character development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You asked me if I played.
Yeah, did you? Well, you did play. I
Yeah.
was just trying to confirm whether or not you have, squandered another opportunity to play a masterpiece, but so
You
you
just want
sound
to blow up my spot.
so you've redeemed yourself a little bit, but you haven't finished it. And it was
Yeah, I
purely
have
because of the
not finished it.
controls.
Story-wise, I thought it was interesting because, like, if there's a game where everyone's loving it and I can't get into it personally, but I want to see how it pans out, I
Mhm.
go to YouTube or Twitch. I've been watching a lot of that. So I was able to watch through the story on YouTube. I'm also a person who will. Okay, so English class 9th grade ruined me. My
Okay.
my ex-girlfriend actually hates me for this one like thing I do that I developed all because of 9th grade English. So I didn't like doing homework, regular like high school student, whatever.
Yeah.
So there was this book, A Tale of Two Cities, and Charles Dickens, common like everyone knows it. Who knows it? I guess I don't know how to describe that better, but it just sort of like builds up. It's like the French Revolution, and at the ending, you get this big plot twist or like reveal, and it's like if I knew this ending were gonna happen, I would want to go back and like see it build up passively throughout, like all the small like little hints, the foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I don't want to read this twice, even though I didn't read it the first time. So lazy me has been on this path where I'm like, how can I catch all the foreshadowing without having to do it twice? And I've been looking up spoilers for everything that I really like
no.
prior to it, just so I can see how it builds up to that moment.
Muggy, please. That
All
is
right,
a
you sound like my
terrible way.
ex-girlfriend.
That is a
What do you mean
terrible
that's a
way of
terrible
doing
way?
things.
You get to appreciate those small like foreshadowing. To me is so interesting.
It is. Unless
But think
someone's like throwing at you whilst you're doing a playthrough on Twitch. Don't fucking do that, okay? If there's blind
Unless they
in the
ask for backseat
title,
gaming.
if there's blind in the title, titles are important, by the way. Read your fucking titles. If there is blind in the
And chat
title
rules.
and chat rules, and Twitch TOS, and read everything. Reading's important. Like, you can get back to Fortnite and TikTok later and your fucking Tide Pods, but make sure you're reading stuff. And if there's blind in any of those, even in the tags, read those as well. If blind is present, don't give fucking spoilers or any kind of foreshadowing. I don't care if there's like the best upgrade in the game and it's like just, you know, a jump to the left. Don't fucking tell me. I don't want to know. I will figure it out and I will suffer the way it was intended to be originally played through. Okay, I just have to get that off my chest. So I need to.
Alright, on that rant, we've been playing a lot of like Destiny raids.
We have.
I haven't really played Destiny 2. You haven't really played Destiny 2. So we've been playing a lot of like raids on the Ray Charles status, and it's been really fun.
On the Ray Charles status. Okay, yeah, it has. It has been fun. It's been fun, like figuring them out. So we've done quite a chunk of them now. I think we've beaten the majority of the raids blind. The most recent one that we're trying to tackle is The Last Wish. I honestly think so. We got to like what, the 4th encounter?
Yeah, we've got a solid grasp of it. I don't know if we have it perfected yet, but I think we can blind luck through it.
Yeah, unless there's like a spanner that gets thrown in the works after like 2 phases of the encounter, I think we've got it. Because if you can, typically with these kind of things, right, if you can beat the first phase, it's just rinse and repeat until you do it.
At least with Last Wish, that's what it felt like. With Leviathan, it progressed each phase, but with Last Wish, especially with the second encounter, it was just rinse and repeat.
Yeah. I was really disappointed last weekend because I felt like we could have done it. It's just we didn't have time, basically. Like a lot of people had like prior engagements, and so I think if we tackle it this weekend as well, we should definitely hit up people. Like, I'm probably going to hit up people tonight. Like, are you available? Are you available for X amount of time? Because I want to knock this out of the park. I think we can do it. I really do. Apparently we've got 2 more encounters, and the 5th one is even worse than the 4th.
That's what I've heard. It didn't help that I was actually getting really sick and had like a pounding progressive headache.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot you were sick.
4 hours of that raid.
Yeah.
Or that attempt.
See, you stuck it out like a soldier though.
Yeah.
But then the second day, it was like we were supposed to start at like 9 my time, which is already pretty late for me because I have to like do this for like what, 6 hours, and then we didn't end up starting till midnight my time, and then we got 2.5 hours of time on the raid. So I was very frustrated at the time. Like right now, I don't give a fuck, right? But at the time, because I was getting frustrated with the puzzle as well, I was extremely like feeling the frustrations. So I need to tone down on that, go see a counselor, do some, you know, like learn some new breathing
Blind
techniques.
rage had me like.
Just go to your like therapist. Like, yeah, I've got these. I keep waking up in these like hot sweats, like these cold sweats even. My fucking just Last Wish, and people saying that they have to leave like just right as we're about to beat it, and then I wake up and then, you know, I'm naked in school, and it's just a bad time overall.
I can't remember if it was the first day or the second day we played Last Wish, but that 3rd encounter, I was definitely feeling sick, and it was just like we had the ability to finish it so easily, but like it would just be like one person makes a small error, and a lot of the times it was me, just because like pounding headache. I'm like, oh man, I missed the Nova bomb that was like the 300k that we needed, etc.
Yeah, like that was the most frustrating part.
Errors. Yeah.
That was like soul shattering. We got it to like, I think it was about 5% HP, like 4 times minimum. And it was just like I fucked up as well. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I played perfect. I definitely fucked up, and especially on that one. The most triggering part, and because I didn't know that this was a thing, I think me and you were both shocked by this, is when you launched your Nova Bomb, and I used my ult at the same time, and it hit your Nova Bomb as if it was like a physical entity, and I had no idea. I thought I'd just shoot through it. And then
Oh,
that was again the damage we needed to beat it. So I was
yeah.
super triggered by that.
That and the warlocks are just there to cuck you, like the well ultimate or
Oh yeah, I
super.
shot the sword as well. Yeah. Oh, that was the worst. That was definitely the worst. I do think I do think we can do it though. I think we
Oh,
just
for sure.
we had like it was a raid team that we hadn't really ran before. So we ran with like two new people that we've never raided with before.
Mhm.
And I think there's obviously like struggles that come with that. So we need to get like more of a synergy going. I think it was also kind of challenging because most of the people doing the raid were also really like engaging with their chat. So they were kind of
Yeah.
like missing over mechanics and stuff. And then we ended up having to like repeat ourselves a lot. And then I know Sushi was getting particularly annoyed because he
Yeah.
hates like having to repeat himself and stuff. And he's just like, just listen, forehead. But
Oh
like
man.
in hindsight, it's fucking hilarious. But in the moment, like people are like, tensions are rising, everyone's getting to boiling point. It's just like, oh my god. See, if I could see myself doing it now, I'd be like, it's just a game, forehead. Like, shut the fuck up. But when you're in the moment, it's like, oh my god, we've been here for like 7 hours. Can we please just finish? Oh, and then we have to do it
Things
all
to say
again
in the
this
bedroom.
weekend. It's 7 hours. Good luck.
All right. I've gotten 2 episodes of Great British Baking Show before.
2 episodes. Oh, okay, okay. You sure they just weren't like advertisements?
No, no.
Full episodes.
Yeah, so like I'm the kind of guy where I just like I'm going at it for a while. I like to watch a little bit of telly. And Great British Baking Show was that show for me.
I have never heard any American refer to it as telly.
Oh,
You
well,
are a
I have a
first.
lot of EU friends. I have a lot of EU friends.
You are a first. My
But yeah,
lord.
no, like I had this running joke where it was my Great British Banging Show. And
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah.
I don't watch stuff. I feel like if I was to watch something, I'd get distracted. And I just end up watching the show.
I did make the mistake once of putting on an Aziz Ansari comedy sketch. That one sort of killed the mood. Um,
Dude,
I
he's
had to
so
turn
good.
that one
Have you
off.
watched Master of None?
Oh, season 1, great. Season 2, out of this world.
Yeah, I really like
Como
that
se
show.
dice, my alarm fucked up.
He's great. I don't know if they're working on a season 3, but I hope they are because I'd be really
It's
down for that.
rumored, but there was also like a big social media fall off with Aziz. But he's sort of like getting himself back out there. I'd love to see a 3rd season though.
I did hear about it. I don't know the details, but I heard that there was some kind of backlash over. I don't know if it was something he did or something he was like associated with, but
Yeah, it was a lot of like call out culture. I'm not defending him or anything like that, taking no stance on this. I
hmm
just don't have facts.
hmm
But allegedly he was in like a non-consensual situation, and there was a lot of backlash from that.
yikes.
Yeah. So he took like a hiatus, but yeah. Speaking of things though that are starting to circulate,
Uh-huh.
a New York representative, a lot of people know her by AOC, Alexandria Ocasio Cortez,
I am familiar with her, yes.
recently retweeted, and I find this funny because we were playing League last night. Like we finally decided to get back, give League a little
Let's
dabble.
not talk about League.
Dude, you play at 100 ping and let me know about hesitation, all right? But
Okay.
back to friendlier subject matters. Recently retweeted someone, I don't know who this is, Ida Chavez, who's a journalist or covers like Congress and things like that. Posted a picture, promoted Silver 4 in ranked solo duo. I did it. And then AOC retweeted with, I finally made it to Silver as well, crying face emoji. it's weird to think of like politicians as people with like how the media portrays them and stuff like that. Like people are people at the end of the day. So like seeing them like talking about like things that we would do, like playing video games, real eye opening.
Isn't it how to put it? It's her whole thing though, right? Like she's just trying to be very down to earth and very like new age kind of one for the kids, like that kind of politician.
I guess I'm like so used to the boomer style of politics that like seeing Bernie Sanders and President Trump on Twitch is like still wild to me.
Yeah. It blew my mind when I found out Trump was on Twitch. But at the same time, it makes complete sense.
I remembered being at work, and that was just like my random fact. I was telling my coworker, I was like, "Hey, did you know Bernie Sanders is on Twitch?" And he was like, "I shit you not, I had no idea." Went to Google it, and it was the same day, 4 hours ago, Trump made his Twitch account.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's like a really interesting, like, quinky dink finding that out.
Like with this like new age of politics, as we were talking about, right? Like I'm on board with it. I'm on board to a new approach. As soon as she does a Fortnite dance, I'm out.
You see, people flame on Fortnite dances. I think they're like actually great. Like I wish I could Fortnite dance.
I mean,
Orange
I can. I
Justice
just
by
choose not to.
Roy Purdy. If I had that down, oh man.
I don't know which one Orange Justice is.
Do you know who Roy Purdy is?
Definitely not. No.
Alright, so I had a lot of exposure to Roy because like I watch skateboarding videos. I sort of like follow that scene. I used to skate, like washed up AF now. Real in the prime of my dad bod lifestyle. So yeah, Roy Purdy does a lot of like YouTube, like Instagram content, known for his like bright green, pink, and stuff colors. Actually, is a sick skateboarder. He was at the barracks, has like a few really cool edits, and he's like known for just like walking around, dancing, singing, and things like that. So one of his dances made into Fortnite, and it's known as Orange Justice. And
well, I'm clicking on like, so there's several gifs here.
Yeah.
And I can't tell which one is which. Like they're all claiming to be Orange Justice. Is it the one where his like his knees are flailing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh man.
I'm not going to.
If you can like low-key teach me that.
It's easy. It's just like opposite momentum almost.
I don't have coordination for that. Maybe I could floss if I tried really hard, but that's about it.
Just swing your knees left and right in tandem, and then just do shit with your arms.
Yeah, but like I've seen too many like videos of kids doing it and then having their parents do it, and I'm gonna look like one of the parents. And I don't want that.
Right, I shouldn't laugh, but one of my I've got a pretty dark sense of humor, right? And one of my favorite things is when kids fall over, or like like not like to the point where it's, you know, like they seriously injure themselves, but when if like a kid like falls over and hurts themselves, I find it hilarious.
Are you talking about a video at Twitch?
I definitely am.
They were getting interviewed.
I definitely am.
Please share. I love this one.
Okay, so there's some kind of Twitch streamer. Well, it's some streamer who's like live streaming at Twitch. And then she's talked to this kid who I believe is in like a TSM jersey, right?
Like a run-of-the-mill interview kind of, right?
Yeah. And he just starts dancing. She's like, "Oh, that's really good." And he's like feeling it, you know? And then he starts doing other dances. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're like so good."
Background.
Yeah, friends supporting him, you know? He gets outshone, so he's just doing his thing. He's doing the bro move, and he's just backing up. So this kid might have a move with this female streamer. And then he bites off more than he can chew, and what he bites off is the floor of TwitchCon when he tries to do a flip, and then I'm pretty sure he just smacks his tailbone on the ground, and he just doesn't move for like a solid couple of seconds, and then he just like coils over in pain, and then that's when people are like, "Oh shit, you actually okay?"
Twitch chat was ruthless during it because it was showing the feed of the chat.
Oh
I don't
no.
remember what they were saying, but they were really like laying it in. I was like, man, I hate the internet, but I love the internet at the same time. It's like one of those it feels so wrong but feels so right kind of moments.
It's literally my favorite thing. Like one of my really good friends would always tag me in Instagram posts if he saw a kid falling over. Like the classic one is when a kid's at a park and you know those like fireman pole things that you like slide down?
Mm-hmm.
He like goes to he walks over to it so confidently, just completely misses, and then it just falls like a hot potato into the ground. And then the camera like pauses where he was for a second, and then it pans down because you're like worried about this kid, obviously. Pans down, and he's just like face full of dirt, but he's just laughing, and it's so funny. Oh man, I love shit like that. Obviously, you know, I don't want kids to get hurt. Disclaimer. But if they do in a comical fashion,
we do not condone.
We do
Sorry,
not cubone kids getting hurt.
Yeah, we do not cubone kids getting hurt.
We do not cubone kids getting marrowacked.
Oh, I don't know. If a kid got marrowacked, that'd be funny.
It would be. Yeah, I'd retweet it.
So, you bring this up, and I kind of want to get an F in the chat for me and all the other people whose friends stopped tagging them in memes.
Oh no.
Been a rough one.
Oh no.
I had a go-to friend who would tag each other in memes. He got a girlfriend, and that fell off.
That's the worst.
I hate that.
Yeah.
When someone starts getting into a relationship and then you just like lose all forms of contact with them.
I mean, I have a rule when it comes to this. If it's their like first serious partner, I'm okay with it because it's a learning experience and they have to learn that how to juggle the two. So I don't want to like enforce that. So
well, I mean, if I had a serious partner, I know what two I'd be juggling.
Okay, dude. I don't know, like, because I know I've definitely done it. I've definitely done it.
Oh, I for sure have done it, and I like won't complain when someone else does it.
Yeah.
It's just an F and chat kind of moment, but like I just want them to be happy.
Yeah, for sure. It's just my rule is if they do it the first time, like the first serious relationship, you know, that's fair enough. It's a learning experience. If they do it again, bitch gonna catch these hands, okay? Because that you should have learned. You should have learned by that point. And by catch these hands, I mean I'm gonna send them a strongly worded email of like me discussing my feelings.
Sending emails is the most boomer response to that.
It really is. Am I actually a boomer? I'm losing my hair. I'm 26 years old on the internet. I feel like if I'm not like 17 and a god at Fortnite, I'm just a boomer.
You wanna know the moment that made me realize I was a boomer? Like, I'm on the internet still, so I'm not like completely out of the loop. I catch on to things a little bit later, so I haven't gone full boomer. But it was early in the year. I was at work. I'm working overnights at like sort of in a cubicle environment. So I'm sitting in my cubicle alone on lunch break, and I'm non-ironically drinking seltzer. And at that point, I knew that.
Wait, drinking what?
Seltzer, you know, like club soda.
No, never.
Sparkling water.
Oh, sparkling water. Okay.
Yeah, so I had a LaCroix, grapefruit, or pamplemousse, if that's how you go about it. And yeah, it's non-ironically drinking seltzer in a cubicle at like 11 p.m.
I feel like when you start incorporating kale into your diet is when you've really lost it.
See, like, that's boomer who cares about themselves. And I haven't quite reached that point yet.
Yeah. Like boomers who care about their health.
Bod, you know, like
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a millennial thing, but I just don't really care about my general health that much. Is that just me though?
General health, quick salute. I think it's more like an internet thing. It's like, I hate to say it, because there's definitely like healthy gamers, like Taylor lives to the gym like before and after streams.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck, you're ridiculous. But like, general gamer culture is just like eating whatever you want, playing video games, not getting sleep. And I feel like we embody that. I embody it more physically than you, but like...
Oh, no. Like, from my collarbone down, it's pure Thor. Pure Thor. And not the, you know, the...
Yeah, but you're also taller. You're taller, so it's like better distributed.
It's definitely not. I have all of my weight in my midsection. I put on weight like a woman. Like it's all on my hips, and it's all in my gut.
Dude, I wish my legs up how I want to. I'm
just a lost cause at this point. This got real. This podcast is brought to you by inyourfeelings.com.
Yeah, for all you emotional eaters out there, gang.
Gang. Oh, what a sour note. Why have you done this? I can't believe you've done this.
Gavin?
Gavin, is that you?
No, but that is the end of the podcast. Am I right?
Oh, I like it. I like what you did there. Yeah, we ran over by quite a bit, but I was like, fuck it, we're vibing. Let's go. Let's go. But yes, yeah, that is the end.
It's been a good week.
It has. It's been and we are, full disclosure, we came into this with nothing to talk about. Like, actually nothing. We spoke prior and we were like, do we have anything like, you know, like weekly news? Like, has anything topical came up? We brushed on a couple points, fucking threw all those out the window, and we just we ended up talking about kids hurting themselves.
Speaking of getting thrown out the window, Drake at that
Oh,
at that Tyler
no.
event.
Okay, I'm gonna make like Drake at that event, and I'm gonna walk off stage.
Oh, bumbaclat.
Right. So I don't know how we closed this last time, but this will be the second episode of the podcast, presuming we release them in order. Now we have to because I've said it, and now it's a thing. But make sure you subscribe to this, whether it's Spotify, it's probably going to be definitely on YouTube, Spotify, whatever the fuck. If you want to listen to some more stuff, and also in the comments, post some questions that you would like us to answer in future podcasts. We still haven't
answered the one from week 1 because week 1 was never released, but we'll read them and hopefully get to them at the nearest convenience.
How are you going to put me out like that?
I mean, sequentially, they're going to answer some questions on the week 1
Your
video.
questions will eventually be answered.
They're going to answer the questions on the week 1 video. Listen to week 2, eager to get some life advice that's like very urgent. And we're going to miss it. We'll catch up to the... I promise you we'll catch up to the questions.
Nuggy's promised you. You've got his word.
I might sleep through that promise, but I promise you.
Right. Any final words?
Yeah. Yeet!
Okay, so he's been Young Nuggy. Twitch.tv/YoungNuggy, and on all of the social platforms. Links will be in the description below. I've been Gangareth. That's it. Catch you guys next time. Peace!
Magical.